Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Still 3 more minutes are there. Let's see if the students are joining. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today I will show you how to write the codes using branching instructions. Okay, we have seen already how to write the codes. We have seen the mnemonics parts of the instruction. Mnemonic parts means syntax जो असतो तो. Okay, but the syntax itself, for example, move is the syntax, बरोबर? So syntax itself will not be understood by the 8085. Okay, so it has to be converted into zeros and ones, and that will be converted by using the opcode sheet. Okay, so last time if you refer the instruction format किंवा तो वाला जो part आहे, if you refer those particular notes, you will come to know how to write the codes when the mnemonics are given. Okay, so for simple programs we can write the codes, but when it is a branching instruction, how to write the codes, that we will see first, and then we will go for the interrupts and the stack, okay, section of the heap. Now, one program, suppose I have written it, okay. The program is written, that is the mnemonics are written. In the mnemonics part, you have the opcode and the operand. Okay, the data to be operated upon is called as the operand, and what is the operation which will be given by the opcode. Now, when you see this, in this case, these are the mnemonics, correct? And this particular program is what does this particular program does. Actually, we have written this particular program, but in theory part we have to just write label, mnemonics and comments. This part you have to write in the theory part. These two parts are included in the practical also. So in the practical exam you will have to write address, opcode, label, mnemonic, comments. This is how the table has to be written. Okay, and in the mnemonic parts we write the actual program, and that program will be converted into the codes. Actually this is, they talk it only the code, hex code म्हणून ते म्हणतात. Okay, and the comments you can write it in the full sentence, or you can write it in short. For example, LXI H6000, what does this instruction do? It will make the HL value as 6000. This is the comment, right? This you can write it in the sentence. Right now I don't have that much space, so I'm just writing in the short form. MVI B03, that means the register B will now contain the value 03. MVI M00, M means the address specified by HL, त्याच्यामध्ये 00 जाणार आहे. So in this case the contents of HL contains मध्ये, so double contents you can say, box मध्ये box. So 6000. Right now HL has 6000, so 6000 मध्ये I am storing 00. Right now in 6000 00 is stored. Okay. INXH. So INXH means what? HL मध्ये जी value आहे that will be incremented by 1. So my HL value will now become 6000 plus 1, that is nothing but 6001. DCR B is 03. So the B value will be nothing but it will be decremented by 1. Whatever is the B value minus 1. So in this case it will become 02. Correct? And this is actually HL plus 1, I can see. Whatever is the HL value, in that I will add 1. So in this case now it has become 6001. Correct? Now when I am saying B jump if not 0, that means if the B value is not 0, it has to go to the this particular label. That means which instruction? MVI M00. So now M will be what? M will be the address 6001 आहे बरोबर, त्याच्यात आता 00 जाईल. Now HL will be incremented by 1, so it is now become 6002. B will be decremented by 1, so it will now become 01. Since the B value is not 0, the 0 flag will not be affected. That means it will not be set. Therefore, again it will go here. Now it will make 6002 contains 00. HL will now become 6003. Now the B has become 00. That means the 0 flag will be set and now it will stop because this condition is not true now. Correct? Jump if not 0. That means if the 0 flag is not set, then only it will go here. Otherwise, it will go to the next instruction. So this is if Z flag is not set. Go to loop. Okay. Now this is how we write in the theory. Now when you are doing the practical or in the practical exam, this particular program, I will convert it into the hex code, and those hex code I will write it in the RAM address of my kit. Okay, so RAM address, for example, it starts from 6000. So in 6000, I will write the codes of LXI H6000. Do you all have the hey? Do you all have the book with you or no? If you remember 1 byte, 2 byte, 3 byte instructions, which I have told you, right? This is called as the opcode sheet, correct? And in this case, for each instruction, each mnemonic, in this case, for each mnemonic, you will find the hex code, right? So my first instruction was LXIH. So what is the code for LXIH in this case? If you see here, the LXIH code is nothing but your 21. And you need 16-bit more, right? So how will I write this particular part? LXIH stands for 21. So my 6000 address will have 21 as a code. And now it needs 16-bit more. So what are these 16-bit? These are written in this particular instruction. So these 16-bit, you will write the lower byte first and then the higher byte. So it will now 210060 while writing the code. While writing the mnemonics, you will be writing LXIS 6000. This we have already seen, right? So if anybody has any difficulty regarding this, just refer 1 byte, 2 byte, 3 byte instructions. So this is a 3 byte instruction. That is 6000 will have 21 code, 6001 will have 00, and 6002 will have 60. So my next instruction will be at 6003. Okay, 0, 1, 2. So next instruction will be at 6003. If you see the next instruction, MVIB03. So anybody can tell me what is the code for MVIB? Or should I show the opcode sheet? See, these are written in the alphabetical order. So if you see MVI आहे का इथे बघा. Okay. So where it is MVI here. MVIB, and then you need 1 byte. So MVIB चा code is 06 and you need 1 byte more. So this is a 2 byte instruction. Okay. So what I will write here is, I hope you are understanding. If anybody is not understanding, please chat box मध्ये लिहू शकता किंवा raise your hand so that I can see. So 06 and then what is that 1 byte here? 06 stands for MVIB. I need 1 byte more. What is that 1 byte? That is nothing but 03. Correct? So 03 and 04, 6004. Correct? And then it will be at 6005. The next instruction will be at 6005. MVIM. Anybody can tell me what is the code for that? MVIM, so that we will not waste much of the time. MVIM आहे का कुठे? See, this is your MVIM 36. Okay, and then you need 1 byte more. So 36 and plus 1 byte more. So it is a 2 byte instruction. So how will I write this? 36, correct? And what is that 1 byte more? That is nothing but 00. So 00. 3600 will be nothing but for MVIM 00. So this is 6005, 6006. That means at 6007, there will be a next instruction. INX-H code that is not given in your opcode sheet. It is 23. And this is a 1 byte instruction. So I need not have to write one more byte over here or 2 more bytes over here. The next instruction will be at 6008. Decrement B, the code is I think 05. Again, this is 1 byte instruction. And now if you see at 6009, you have to write jump if not 0, that particular instruction. Correct? Now if you see here jump if not 0 code, we will just see where it is. Okay, J म्हणजे कुठे आला वरती आला. Correct? Here it is JNZ 16-bit. You need a 16-bit address. This is called as the conditional branching. Jump if the condition, and then you need the 16-bit address. So JNZ, the code is C2. Okay. So what I will write here is C2. I will write here as C2, and then I need the 16-bit more, right? Now this is not a 16-bit address. Okay. This is just a label. See here I had a 16-bit number in the instruction, but here there is no 16-bit number in the instruction. That means I will have to find out what is that 16-bit number is. So if you see jump if not 0, it is going to loop label. Correct? The loop label, if you see, it is at which address? 6005. Correct? The loop label loop हा कुठल्या instruction ला दिला MVIM 00, and that instruction is at 6005 address. That means actually I am asking it to go to 6005. Jump if not 0 to 6005. Are you understanding this or no? So actually I am saying it to go to 6005. Correct? Loop means jump if not 0 to 6005. That means I will have to write here 05 and 60. And now the next instruction will be at, what will be the address of this instruction? What will be the address of this instruction? Anybody can tell me what is the address of this instruction? Students, have you understood the question? All of you are there now? I'm asking what is this particular address now? 6009, 6000A, 6000B, this will be 6000C. Okay, and the address, for example, this is either we write a halt in theory paper and RST1 in practical. During practical, you will be writing the last instruction as RST1. Okay, so you will write the CF. This is how you give the address to that particular label. In theory exam, since we don't write this particular part, we don't know what is the address value. Therefore, we always give the label. I hope you have understood this. Anybody who has not understood this part, because especially during the practical, you will be needing this part, how to write the codes for this. If you have understood, we will start with the next part of the program, of the chapter. Sagyana kalle?
Oh, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will start with the next part. First, I will tell you what is a stack, because we now need to learn the instructions which are related with the stack. Okay. Now, stack is nothing but a memory where you can store the register contains temporarily. जिथे आपल्याला register contains temporarily store करायचे असेल, because you have only 7 registers with you, and since you are writing the small programs, you don't need them again and again. But suppose if you need them again and again, then what to do with the earlier values of the registers? They are stored temporarily somewhere, and whenever required, they are taken in. Okay, so you all must be knowing what is a stack. Stacking is nothing but what? Stacking is nothing but if I stack these things, right? And what I am doing, this is, I'm stacking the two coasters one after another. Okay, now this is the tabletop. On that, I'm going to stack one, then another, correct? Then the third one. Okay, this is how I stack it. So what happens is the upper space is reducing. Are you understanding? Slowly, the upper space is reducing as I go on stacking the things. Okay, the same thing happens with the stacking the register values. Stack is the nothing but the memory contains, right? Memory. Okay, and in that memory, you have a top of the memory which is called as the stack pointer. So if you see here, okay, this is nothing but the memory what you have, and you have certain addresses of the memory, right? Now what you are going to do is, this particular part is called as the top of the stack. This is nothing but on this is called as the top of the stack address, and this is called as the stack pointer, which will point to this particular address. And on the top of the stack, you are going to insert some values here. Okay, इथे मी values insert करत जाणार आहे. As I am going to insert the values, the upper space is becoming lesser and lesser. You can just think of the tabletop, and on the tabletop you are stacking the books, or if you go to some एखाद्या dinner partyला वगैरे गेलात, the buffet partyला जर गेलात, then the plates are stacked one after another, right? जी last ला stack केलेली असते plate, that you take out first. Okay, the same mechanism is used in this, right? Suppose if I have stacked these 4 coasters, and if I want to remove it, I will remove the last one which has entered, right? And the first one which is entered will be taken out last. The same mechanism is used in the stack also. Whenever I am using the stack memory, in this case, the stack memory madhe, you have the memory la, always you have the addresses, right? And in these addresses, you are going to store the register values, right? So the memory also has the top of the stack. And on the top of the stack, you are going to store the register contents. For example, register B and register C contents. So in order to store the contents, we use the instruction which is nothing but the push instruction, and push instruction always pushes or stores the register pair contents in the stack. That means it stores the register contents in the stack memory. Always the pair, even if you want to store the single register value, for example b ची values तुम्हाला फक्त store करायचे, तरी पण b and c together will be stored. Those values will be stored together in the stack. Whenever you say register pair, there are, bc register pair, de register pair, hl register pair, and there is one more register pair which is called as PSW, that is processor status word. Okay, this register pair consists of A, that is accumulator, as the higher register, and flag register as the lower register. So A and flag, that is A register and flag register, together will make the pair. Okay, together will make the pair, and which is called as the PSW, that is processor status word. Okay, flag register is also called as the status register. That's why. So as you go on pushing the values, push B, and if I say push D, then first BC register pair will be pushed on the stack, then DE register pair will be pushed on the stack, and so on. So as you go on pushing the values in the stack, slowly the upper memory or upper space is becoming lesser and lesser. So always the stack pointer, that is the top of the stackचा address, हा always largest address घेतात. Okay, so 7FFF जर मी घेतला, this is nothing but called as the top of the stackचा address. So that will be always in one register which is called as the stack pointer. So stack pointer is a 16-bit register which always points to the top of the stack. In the theory exam, always you will get one question on the registers. So for example, SP बद्दल विचारलं, तर you have to mention how many bits register it is, what is the use of that particular register, and then you can give the example. Okay. Now when I say push B, that time this particular at 7FFE B value will be inserted, FE, sorry, and at 7FFD या address मध्ये C value will be inserted. So my new stack pointer will be now this. Okay, because above this address now I can store the contents of other registers. Correct? So this value will be now, once I push D, then it will be FFFB will be my new stack pointer. So every time when you say push instruction, the stack pointer will be decremented by 2. Have you understood the push concept? So stack pointer is a 16-bit register which always points to the top of the stack. And what is a stack? Stack is a memory where the contents of the registers can be stored temporarily. And we use the push RP instruction for the storing the contents of the register pair. So register pair can be BC, DE, HL, or PSW, that is A and F. It stores the contents of the register pair in the stack, and the stack pointer, new value, becomes SP minus 2. For example, if I say push B, it stores the contents of BC register pair in the stack memory. B will go to the SP minus 1 address and C will go to the SP minus 2 address. Okay, so this is how you can see. Okay, earlier it was top of the stack was this. When you say push B, now the top of the stack will be this 7FFD. When you say push D, then the top of the stack will be this. Now if I say push H, it will be at 7FFA and 7FF9. Okay, so this is how the stack pointer value will be decremented by 2. Any difficulty in this? Okay. So that is nothing but called as the push instruction. So while using the push instruction, always the stack pointer is decremented by 2. So push instruction, yes, yes. Anyone has difficulty? Okay. So push instruction, always remember that the stack pointer will be decremented by 2. So if you have got the question in the theory paper, explain the push instruction, you have to explain the whole concept of the stack. Then what are the different instructions for push, that is the general format is push RP, correct? And then you have to show how the contents will be stored in this particular thing is called as the last in first out structure. Stack is called as the last in first out. तुम्ही पेपर 1 मध्ये डेटा स्ट्रक्चर जेव्हा शिकाल तेव्हा you have the different types of data structure. In that you have the stack and queue are the two data structures. So stack म्हणजे हा stack, okay, and last in first out means whoever comes in last goes out first. In queue, whoever comes in first will go out first, so that is called as FIFO, that is first in first out. ओके क्यू मध्ये whenever you stand in a queue, for example तुम्ही तिकीट काढण्यासाठी suppose you are standing in a queue, whoever comes first will go out first. Okay, that is called as first in first out. And push instruction is nothing but your म्हणजे stack is nothing but your last in first out. ओके. सो ज्या ह्याच्यात तुम्ही ज्या ऑर्डर मध्ये तुम्ही पुश केलंय त्याच्या एक्झॅक्टली रिव्हर्स ऑर्डर मध्ये यू विल हॅव टू टेक आउट द कंटेंट. सो इफ आय हॅव पुश बी and then if I have said push D, while removing the contents of the DE register pair or BC register pair, I will use an instruction which is called as pop. So exactly opposite instruction of push is nothing but pop. Okay, so first I will have to say pop D and then I will have to say pop B, because last will be DE register pair contents will be stored in the stack. So they have to come out first in the DE register and then you have to say. So since it is an opposite instruction, what will happen if this is the stack, right? If this is the stack, if I am removing these particular things, then what is happening? Slowly I am getting more and more space, correct? So same thing happens with this also. As you take out the contents of the register pair from the stack, slowly the address will increase. That is, more number of address locations or memory locations will be available for the user to store the contents of the register. I hope you have understood the concept of push and pop. Okay, now push exactly opposite, you have the pop instruction. So the general format of the pop instruction is pop and then you have to write the register pair name, which can be either BC, DE, HL or PSW. So when you write the register pair name, it will be pop B or pop D or pop H or pop PSW. Okay. So here the contents of the register pair will be removed from the stack. Actually they remove नाही होत, ते राहतात stack मध्येच, but stack pointer will point to the different address. Okay, so that is nothing but your so stack pointer will be incremented by 2. Now in this case, if I say pop D and pop B, so earlier this was my top of the stack, right? So when I say pop D, so now these two contents will go in D and E register pair. So my now new stack will be nothing but stack pointer will be nothing but this. When I say pop B, now B and C contents will be removed from the stack. Remove from the stack म्हणजे ते राहतात तिथेच आणि stack pointer will now point to this particular address. So stack pointer automatically increases. We have to just remember that we have to give the maximum address value when you are using the stack. I cannot write here 0000. Okay, because the earlier address मग काहीच नसणार आहे. ठीक आहे. So the address will be reducing. वरती जात जातील तेव्हा तुमचे ते रिड्यूस होत जातात. So this is regarding push and pop instruction. Anyone has difficulty in this? You have understood everything? Everyone has understood everything? You are not able to access the class marker? Are you not able to access the class marker, all of you? Or you haven't understood what to do? I have sent you the username and the password for each one of you. Okay, each one of you must have got the mail, right? You have to log in as a class taker and just write the hey, because since nobody has hardly one or two students have attempted it, I didn't then uploaded other tests. Okay, now I had to take the interrupt section, but I have hardly, okay, I have 7 minutes. Okay, now what is an interrupt? Last year in paper 2 functional hardware मध्ये तुम्ही जो chapter होता त्याच्यात the last paragraph was about the interrupt. Okay, so same thing we have this year. What is an interrupt? थोडा in detail मध्ये आहे you have. Now suppose I am teaching you something, right? I am teaching a particular topic, and suppose if you have a question, what do? You will raise your hand and interrupt me, correct? And then I will decide whether I have to answer your question or not. If I have to answer your question, I will stop whatever I am teaching. I'll answer your question and I will come back to the, once I finish answering your question, I will come back to the main topic. Same thing happens in the microprocessor also. At a time, suppose two students ask me a question, then I will decide to whose question I have to answer, correct? First, I will answer that student's question, then I will answer other students' question, and then I will come back to the main topic. The same thing happens in 8085. What happens is when 8085 microprocessor is executing the main program, and a signal can come through the hardware circuit or the software program to the microprocessor, which is called as an interrupt. Okay, and then what microprocessor can do is it will stop executing the main program. It will execute the certain other program which is required by the that particular circuitry or the program. What type of action has to be taken, that depends upon what type of signal has come. Okay, and this particular routine is called as the interrupt service routine. It is a small program, it is another program. Okay, so what I am doing, I am explaining you a topic. When an interrupt occurs, I will answer that particular question's answer, and then again I will come back to the main topic. Same thing happens with the microprocessor. The microprocessor is executing the program. When an interrupt occurs, it will execute the interrupt service routine if it wants to, and then once the interrupt service routine is over, it will come back to the main program. Now there are two types of interrupts. One is called as the software interrupt and second one is called as the hardware interrupt. So software interrupt, right now I wrote one instruction which is called as RST1. This is one type of software interrupt which we are giving to the microprocessor. Okay, so this instruction is nothing but an interrupt to the microprocessor. For example, a simple example, if I want to tell, suppose I have written a program and in that program 3 divided by 0 ala. It cannot divide it, right? So it has to show the error message on the screen. Okay, that time it can interrupt the microprocessor and ask that this particular program to be executed, which will show an error message on the screen. Okay, this is nothing but one type of software interrupt you can see. Hardware interrupt is nothing but when you see the pin diagram of 8085, that time you will come to know there are actually 5 pins on the IC of 8085 and there the external circuitry is connected. and through that circuitry, a signal will come to the microprocessor, that is called as the hardware interrupt. The software interrupt always has the higher priority than the hardware interrupt. Okay, म्हणजे जर software interrupt आलं तर first it will have to compulsorily execute the interrupt service routine of the software interrupt. Then what are the hardware interrupts which 8085 has? One is called as the trap. Second one is called as the RST 7.5. Just remember these numbers. RST 6.5, RST 5.5, and then INTR. Okay. According to the priority, trap has the highest priority, RST 7.5 has the next one, 6.5 has the third priority, fourth priority is to RST 5.5, and then last priority to the INTR. What do you mean by the priority? Suppose I'm teaching you and the principal madam calls me. I cannot avoid that particular, correct? I will have to answer her, correct? So that means suppose if a principal madam asks me a question and a student asks me a question, I will always give the preference to the principal ma'am, right? So that means principal ma'am has higher priority than the student. So trap is nothing but the highest priority interrupt, hardware interrupt, and it is also called as the non-maskable interrupt. When you talk about maskable and non-maskable interrupt, that means maskable means what? You can mask it, you can avoid it, you can keep a mask on that, right? So you cannot see it. Okay, so the microprocessor, when it masks the interrupt, it cannot see it. It can avoid it or it can keep pending when it is a maskable interrupt. But trap is a non-maskable interrupt. Suppose power off zali. Okay, so power off or reset button is nothing but one type of the trap interrupt. The other three interrupts are called as the maskable interrupts. Okay, that means they can be kept pending or they can be avoided also. So at a time, suppose RST 7.5 and 6.5 आले, तर higher priority, that is ह्याचा interrupt service routine will be executed first, then this interrupt service routine will be executed by the microprocessor. Okay, trap is also called as the RST 4.5, that is restart. RST means restart 4.5. This is the other name to the trap. Now there is only hardly 1 minute left. So on Wednesday we can take what is the vectored interrupt and other programs. I think I will take one or two more programs. Okay. I hope you have understood today's session because there was a pin drop silence. Okay. Shall we meet on Wednesday then? Any difficulty? Less than 1 minute. Okay, then I'm ending the meeting. Okay, students, bye. Thank you.